Alright, now I know I'm probably pretty late to making this video, but for those of you that don't know, Genshin devs basically announced in a recent interview that they have no plans to release permanent endgame content or increasing resin for more players to farm quicker. Now for most people that are endgame and farm for their characters to their max potential, this might just be a slap in the face, but their reasoning for doing this is, and I quote, "It might end up creating excessive anxiety for our players." Now yeah, some people that play the game at a casual level and can't 36-star spiral, or well, mainly 9-star floor 12, might be a bit upset because of the like 50 to 600 primos they're missing out on. To which I say, if you're gonna get upset that you're missing out on those primos, that's really stupid, because you're also the one that says they don't even want to try to level up their characters for max damage, or even learn the combat system of the game to get a higher score on Spiral. Now, in 1010's video about the same topic, he talked about how one of his viewers in his Twitch chat basically said that content creators pose this sort of image that if you can't 36-star spiral, then you're bad at the game, and how it ruins the enjoyment of some people when they just play casually. Now, if I'm gonna be honest, that's kind of fair. I've met a plethora of players making fun of some other players because they can't 36-star their spiral, but it's kind of dumb to say that content creators are the only reason for this. Now, it could just be because I don't watch many Genshin content creators, but I haven't even seen one say that you're bad if you can't beat the hardest content in the game. But aside from that, endgame content. Now, I made a video in the past basically talking about how there's nothing to do in endgame and how I wish they would add something else. Like I said in the beginning though, they already said they weren't going to add anything new, but that also got me thinking. Hoyoverse and really all gacha games are out to make money. Like, that makes sense. But how is not adding harder content for more people to pull on stronger characters and spend more money make any sense? Now, it could just be because I don't own a multi-billion-dollar company, but I just can't wrap my head around the reasoning for not adding permanent endgame content. Now, I want to make something clear. I don't condone spending money in this game, but I feel like if they added higher floors in Spiral, say up to like 15 or something, it would make a lot more players spend more money so they could just beat those floors. Now, for the ones that don't care about combat and Spiral, they'll probably just stay free to play. But for the ones that do, which I would say is a lot, probably would spend some extra money to beat floor 15. Their excuse of also not wanting to cause excess anxiety for players reminds me of another game, Overwatch. Now, for those of you that don't know, I used to play a shit ton of Overwatch and used to stream it as well. The thing is, they added this feature called private profiles, which basically prevents you from getting flamed if you're playing a character that you don't usually play. For example, if you only play one character and someone on your team sees that you're playing a different character that's obviously not your best, they're probably gonna flame you and tell you to swap. There's a problem I see with a lot of companies nowadays, how they'll focus more on how a very small niche of players feel instead of focusing on their actual game and adding more content for the players that actually play the game competitively. Now, let's bring that full circle to Genshin. Them not adding more endgame content and not giving their players anxiety is really bullshit, because yes, you're probably making a couple people less anxious because of the amount of rewards they're missing out on, but you're also just completely ruining it for all the other players that actually play this game for the combat. Personally, I would think that the players that play for endgame combat content are hurt way more than just some of the people that get a bit anxious because they can't 36-star their spiral. Now, I hate to say this because I love this game to death, but from this one interview and the direction that this game is currently going, I can't see it lasting more than another 2 years. I mean, you might keep the people that just play casually, but you'll lose out on that huge group that plays for combat, which is one of the biggest things you have going on in your game. Like, I see some casual players that don't even play for the combat tell their friends that they should start playing Genshin because of the good story and satisfying combat. Like, to me, it's one of the 3 main things on why people play this game: the story, the art, and the combat. Now, I don't want to rant for too long, but I just think this is really stupid. Maybe if we as a community band together and just ask Genshin to make some endgame content, maybe with something like a difficulty slider so everyone can enjoy, they might add it. Which is also weird to me because they've done this exact same thing so many times in the past, and it's worked. Anyways, that's basically it. Sorry if I got a little heated. As always, thanks for watching. Generally, I try to not keep my content so aggressive, I guess, and more controversial, but this kind of just made me really mad. Well, that's basically it. Goodbye, YouTube.